The Michigan Growth Office indicates Flint's population has grown for the first time in 25 years. The government organization was started in 2024 by Governor Gretchen Whitmer to bring more people back to our states. As Mid-Michigan Now's Kyle Macon reports, even though there's some slow growth in certain cities, the group is working to speed it up.
Anybody who is lucky enough to be born a Michigander should be proud of it.
And proud she is. Chief Growth Officer Hillary Doe is tasked with bringing people to our state to live, start a business, or bring in talent. She says often people forget the importance population has on the big picture.
If you unfortunately are losing local residents, or you don't have a sufficient workforce to take care of one another, enough nurses, enough teachers, things like that, you can have a eroding tax base. You can have more challenge investing in quality of life locally.
She says because of the lack of growth, people moved to other states. Before the 2020 U.S. Census report, Michigan was among 34% of states seeing population stagnation or people leaving.
In particular, we noticed as well that we had an aging population, so aging a little bit faster than our neighboring states.
The cause can be multiple factors, like leaving to go south for warmer weather or the recession in 2007. The U.S. Census report from 2010 shows Michigan lost the most people in state history between 2009 and 2010.
Even when you get job growth after economic shocks like that, and you see GDP growth, it often takes even longer, right, for population to recover.
Spring forward 10 years to the 2020 census, and Michigan made a slight leap, ranking among the lowest for population growth in the entire country. But there's good news. We've seen growth in cities like Detroit and Flint, where there hasn't been growth in quite some time.
The growth in our young adult population here in the state is now accelerating faster than 45 other states. We're top 5 in the country. That was not the case necessarily in the 2010s.
Doe says the hope is to change the trend of slow population growth by simply making the state more attractive to live in. Her office started by taking a survey of more than 20,000 people to see why people like our state and what they would change. With that feedback, they created policy recommendations like first-time homebuyer grants, free childcare for kids 4 and younger, and more.
We've launched the Innovation Fund, a $60 million fund to invest in our entrepreneurs and help them stay here and scale their companies here.
The Michigan Growth Office is hoping their work is reflected in the 2030 census. You can find a link to all the resources mentioned in this story on our website, MidMichiganNow.com. We'd also like to hear your feedback about living in the state, and you can find a poll on our Facebook. Reporting in Flint, Kyle Macon, Mid-Michigan Now.